Welcome back to another episode of 15 Minutes of Fame. I am joined by Mary Ann and Larry of the business known as First Place Collectibles, a company that does trophies and memorables and commemoratives that athletes and participants would take from those events. Why is this an important subject in events? Well, if you've ever been a runner, hey, I'm getting a trophy. I just won first place. I just worked my butt off this year to get to this point, and I got a first place trophy that was recycled from a softball tournament. Mary Ann, tell me a little bit about yourself and the company you're working with.
Our company is First Place Collectibles, and I have been working there for a couple of years with Larry Kuzniak, one of the owners, and Zach Hickert, the other owner, and we sell modern trophies. We're all athletes. The guys kind of head up the baseball division, and they're also runners. I'm a runner, and I have all these medals behind me. Not that I've earned them all. Some are ones we've created. Our company is built up of, athletes who also design race medals. We're all graphic designers. We love the sport. We love the community of running. We volunteer at races. We are part of the community, and then we just decided, hey, we're all designers. We could definitely design these.
Oh, that's great. And it's nice to have anyone in a company who is of the fabric of the actual content being discussed. Like, it's hard to hire somebody in a skiing company who doesn't ski. Like, you don't even know what we're talking about. So, okay. Thank you, Mary Ann. Larry, what's your position with First Place Collectibles, and how'd you get here?
3 years ago, Zach and I started this company. We both come from a brand marketing and advertising background. And as our kids got older and got into sports, we saw a huge opportunity. We just wanted to make a change in how we bring branding into what you get for accomplishing the feat of crossing that finish line.
Well, let's get into the meat of the conversation, and we have 3 points to discuss. We're going to talk about the fashion of a trophy. We're going to talk about the function of a trophy, and we're going to talk about the positive productivity of a trophy in the world of 2020. So number one, let's talk about the fashion of trophies. When somebody receives a trophy from First Place Collectibles, are they getting something that is in line with the particular race? Let's say you're doing a mountain running event. Let's say you're doing a city running event. When it comes to fashion, where does your guys' head go?
When you look at the different types of mementos, you wear this as a badge of honor, whatever it is. You just accomplished something that you've been working toward for sometimes months to cross that finish line. So what are you going to display? You want that thing to be as large as what you've built it up and what you've accomplished. So we take that and we dial it all the way back to the branding aspect, and we want people to experience not only the terrain and the goodies and the camaraderie and the community and all of those things that running and swimming and biking are all about, but we want you to have that keepsake that is all about, wow, look at that showstopper piece that when people walk into your room or your office, they're like, where did that come from?
What is the most fashionable, in your opinion, your mind, trophy that you guys at First Place Collectibles have created since day one?
Thinking about it from how things are designed and put together, this Capex medal is pretty badass. It's a 2-tier. It's brass on top of silver. It had dog tags that hung from it as well. So multi-layer, multi-finish. Anything military based, you kind of step back and it's got a whole new aura around it.
That thing looks like a weapon more so than a trophy at the same time. That's pretty insane. Nice cut. All right, cool. Mary Ann, what do you got? What's your favorite trophy in the fashion world thus far with First Place Collectibles?
Okay, also have one, the Equinox for a local racing company, MSE Sports in St. Louis, and they wanted to represent the fall equinox where day and night are the same time. So we came up with also dual plating, day and night are equal. Here, I'll show you right here. But it's split down the middle. I don't know if you can see it that well.
Yes.
I thought that was
very good.
Extremely cool. So we just try to make our medals fit with the theme of the race, and we really do a lot of research. We've also done some on trail runs. Larry's got a patch over, you do patches too. We do some trail runs where we literally go out and we research. We had to do a medal based around some steps that the athletes had to run up these wooden steps in a state park. And I took pictures of them. I was out there with my kids. I mean, we really dive in and we try to do our research to get you the best quality, authentic look that will match your race.
Got it. And when somebody walks into somebody else's house, maybe they didn't even know it, they'll see a trophy hanging saying, hey, I ran that race. And all of a sudden that memory starts a story. Communication is born through fashion. Okay, excellent. Fashion looks great. Awesome. I think a lot of the stuff you guys have looks amazing. I think all that effort that you go to would be worth running for your fashionable trophies. Moving on to number 2. Okay, let's talk the function of trophies. I'd like to start this off real quickly by saying I have a pet peeve when it comes to function plus sponsorship. And it comes down to this particular piece of swag, as we would call it. It is that keychain from beer companies that says, don't drink and drive. When it comes to function, what does First Place Collectibles do?
So functional beyond the award itself. One of the things I think that's pretty cool over the past several years for this Pedal the Cause, the medallion is actually a keychain. So you've got the key hook on it. You cross the finish line. It goes around your neck. You wear it. You get your pictures taken.
Cool.
And then after the event, you just detach the lanyard and you've got yourself that keychain that hangs from your bag.
Could be for whatever reason.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff I think is pretty cool. Getting into, like functional actual coasters. So you've got your different medallions that
this is the matching
medal. Flat toe, yeah. And then this sits on your coffee table.
That's brilliant.
Which is something that can, again, start that conversation, keep that memory alive well past the finish line.
I love that. It's not collecting dust. It's being used. And every time, I mean, like a runner doesn't drink beer. I mean,
that's why you have the bottle opener right there on the tail of the medal.
Right.
So you got to have those things handy.
Absolutely. What's some of the more sort of out and standing in its own field ideas you guys have had as function? Have you ever tried anything and it just simply didn't work?
I have tried to be implementing this idea. Maybe your audience will somebody will buy onto this idea. But I've told Larry and Zach about this for years. Nobody's really caught on yet. But I have this brilliant idea because we also make rings. Super Bowl.
Say that again. You make what?
Rings. So
rings.
Super Bowl style rings.
Got it. Okay.
Where you have one there, like for if you would win like the Stanley Cup or the kids when they go to Cooperstown, they get a ring. So let me show you one of the rings. And my idea, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
I think. Somebody in your audience
is this when somebody says you're going to love me once you get to know me?
I know. Right. So you've got your ring, right? We could make the ring base.
Okay.
Right? Then you've got your medal, and it literally is like a medal with a ring back.
Okay.
So I want to fix it on here. Nobody else has caught on yet. That's why it hasn't. That's why you're saying it hasn't worked yet.
So now you wear the ring and you got like a Western cowboy belt buckle on your hand?
And everybody's like, holding up their medal after the, like not the middle finger, but like holding up. Larry's like not loving this. That's why it hasn't worked yet, Goldie.
Yeah, I can appreciate Larry's perspective on this. Okay, hey, but that's fine. Every time. That's fine. You're trying new things. That's what it's about being a small business in America, because if you had all the right answers, you would have done of them all by now already. So awesome for looking at new things. Okay, which actually segues really nicely into our third point, which I'd like to get into right now. So we've talked about fashion. We've talked about function, and now I want to talk about positive productivity, because just like that, Marianne, and I'm not throwing shade on your idea because I'm sure your idea grows, but sometimes some ideas aren't ready. They're not, the timing is wrong. Maybe the idea is brilliant, but it's like, what if you invented dubstep music and played it back in the 1950s? People wouldn't get it. They're just like, what's happening? This doesn't match anything that's going on. So we've got to come up with a world where we don't want to have trophies collecting dust. That adds to the function. But when it comes to function, are we adding clutter to people's lives, or are we throwing a positive productivity about these trophies? I would also like to add this story one more time before we move forward, because I have an agenda. My agenda is this. I want to stop single-use plastic at events for staffers. Now, customers, whole new world. But when it comes to staffers, you're there for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You get a bottle, a water bottle with a locking lid, and I put dog tags on those water bottles for all my staffers, give them away, and I say, this is your bottle for the rest of the week. Got it? Don't grab a single-use plastic and start drinking out of it and then leave it somewhere. And at the end of 4 days, we have another pallet of half-drinking water bottles, right? So I want you to keep that water bottle and not only use it for this particular event, but take it to next week's event and the week after that, and stop using single-use plastic. That's my positive productivity. It's something I can give to somebody. Yeah, it cost me 10, 15 bucks, but that 10, 15 bucks, add that up over a year. One $10, $15 bill to one human over pallets and pallets of half-drinking water is apples to oranges. So in the world of trophies, what would be your positive, productive trophy in your mindset as a company right now that would lend to moving forward in events as something that we would go, that's cool. Not only did I win that, but this is like something I'm going to use every day.
Looking at it from a racing perspective, I think if you look at how a director would run a series of races, you could do something pretty interesting with, say you have a single lanyard medallion for your kickoff event, and then you get stars or pins or something at each of the following events that basically just shows how far you've gone in the entire series.
Yes,
so
that's cool.
You might be a 5-star participant in this race series.
Cool.
Or you might just be a race participant and you only have the one medal.
Right. So you're repurposing and showing some eco-friendly ideas there. I like that. That's nice. Marianne, what about you? There's a million ways, right? What are your thoughts?
The races, they do give out the water bottles or the coffee mugs. I like the coffee mugs. Those are nice too. But then they pair well with our coasters. So I kind of like that idea. So you get the coffee mug as or the water bottle. And then for the overall finishers, a lot of times we laser engrave on the back of those coasters. So then it kind of goes together. For a lot of our events, like this could help you not get sunburned. But the cool thing about these is you would get a pin also for each event in the series. We do little pins. I don't know if you see these little pins. They all pin nicely on the hat. So and a lot of people wear pins on hats, right? It's like a thing. I've even seen Starbucks lately. Pins are coming back big time. They've got little collector sets, I mean, they're everywhere. Kids put them on their book bags. I mean, so I think that is a small kind of eco-friendly thing you can pin to, or if you gave somebody a backpack, or like you said, those trail runner vests, they could start collecting pins or patches.
Absolutely.
The patches as well. The patches would be a cool idea too.
You got to piggyback on daily routines, right? What are people using? Are they using those like Velcro hand water bottles? Are they using like the Camelback style? Are they using the nail jeans? I find that a lot of trail runners don't like the nail jean bottle. It's just like a one-sided weight until they drink it all, right? So that's why the Velcro thing kind of came alive. Maybe it's those iPad holders or what, your cell phone holder, dealy boppers, all kinds of concept, or even, just anything that in a sense of function as a daily routine. And then positive productivity, I think right now the idea is that especially in the year of 2020, if there's anything an event company can do, be it from on-site logistics or a trophy company who says we're going to improve the landscape of our lifestyles with our product. You may not be changing all of the world's problems with your trophy, but that also wasn't your goal. Your goal was to wake up and say, we want to have something memorable, fashionable, useful, and maybe even leaves a nice mark on this planet. So let's wrap this up. We talked about fashion. We talked about function. We talked about positive productivity. You guys are First Place Collectibles, but found online at firstplacepins.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, firstplacepins.com. Ultimately, drop us an email, a call, a text. We want to make this easy. We are in the business of building brands and making experiences more memorable. So whether it's what you get when you cross the finish line, or how you can help further brand your events through merchandise and apparel, we're here to help. And we're here to brainstorm, and we want to partner with you to turn your idea into something that is tangible and sits with your participants for a lifetime. It's really about making these moments into keepsakes that they can use as conversation starters and wear it as their badge of honor for everything that they've accomplished, whether it be, a 5K or a Ironman.
Got it. Well, Mary Ann, Larry, thank you so much for being on the 15 Minutes of Fame today. Thanks for being with us, and have a great day. We are done.